Hey everybody, Justin Senior here. How you doing? I got a great video for any e-commerce entrepreneur. I'm going to be talking about how design, how logo, and how your branding completely shape your e-commerce business. And the keys to e-commerce success really start with branding. This is key to any store, by the way. It doesn't matter what niche you have, what product you're selling. You could do print on demand, you could do digital, you could do drop ship, whatever product you're selling, whatever niche you're selling, branding is super important. And really, honestly, it comes down to first impression. These first impressions with e-commerce are everything, and they play directly into your conversion rate, which directly plays into how much money you're going to be making. And your logo and your store layout, that's what's going to be seen first. And if you miss on this, your conversion rate will suffer. You'll have less sales, less money in your pocket. And speaking specifically of the logo, you really need to build a logo that is going to represent the brand that you want to build. And I'm not just talking about the name or the icon or the design style. I'm talking about the actual feel of the logo. Is it a high-end feel? Is it a fashion feel? Is it a niche-specific feel? The logo is going to really help you sell your brand vision. And let me just be upfront right off the start. Don't use Fiverr, right? We're not going to get a good logo from Fiverr. And there are some pain points that you might run into when going into this process of branding. Obviously, you'd run into a lot of pain if you use Fiverr. I don't recommend that. Really, there's no built-in way to create logos with your e-commerce platform. Maybe you're using Shopify. Maybe you're using BigCommerce. Maybe you're using Volusion or WooCommerce or whatever you're using. There's no built-in way to create logos, to create the actual design that you need to achieve your e-commerce goals. And there are a lot of different myths out there when it comes to, doing your logo and doing your design. And one of them is being the fact that you need to get an expensive program, let's say like Adobe Photoshop or Adobe Illustrator, which can cost hundreds of dollars to create a logo. And the fact of the matter is that's just not true. You don't need to do that. First of all, these programs are too expensive. And really more importantly, on top of that, there's just too big of a learning curve. Way too big of a learning curve to really kind of jump in and fully understand how to use these products. And another myth that's out there, you need to be a designer to create a logo, and that's certainly not the case anymore. There's so many great, easy to use tools. I'm going to show you one over the shoulder that really allows you to create the type of design, the type of logos that you need. So how do you do this the right way for e-commerce? I'm going to show you a really, really powerful tool. It's called Zarla. It's a free logo maker. It's going to make some really awesome designs and logos for your e-commerce store. And you see the link directly below this video. You also see it on the screen right now, Zarla.com. Highly recommend it. We're going to go over the shoulder, and I'm going to show you just how powerful this tool is. You're looking at Zarla.com, and this is one of the most powerful ways for you to immediately jump into the branding process. And you see right over here, you're going to be able to create a free logo, a really beautiful high-end logo with this tool. And again, you see the link directly below this video, Zarla, Zarla.com. And here's a couple of the really nice examples that have just been generated through the logo maker over here. And again, we're going to be able to create logos for our e-commerce stores, for our brands. We'll also be able to use this really for kind of anywhere that we're using designs. We take a look at the FAQ over here. And really, most importantly for you, it's a free logo maker, and you could really design hundreds of different combinations of logos and text and icons and fonts, and really kind of all of the different stylizations that you can do on really any design work. And of course, this is not going to cost you hundreds or thousands of dollars like something like Photoshop. We'll literally be able to create it right inside of this online tool. And all we need to do is start entering in our brand name. And really, it doesn't matter what niche you're in or what type of product you're selling. And really talking specifically to my students, right? We can go and by the way, you can customize any of these existing logos that you might like for your own brand. Of course, you could change the name, the icons, and all that great stuff. But what we want to focus on is, let's say we're doing drop shipping Shopify, or we're doing print on demand Shopify, right? Like most of my students. And you need, of course, a high-end logo. You need something that's going to really build the brand that you want, right? To get the customers in your kind of ecosystem and say, okay, this is a store about tennis, and here's a great tennis-related logo. Now there's some great tennis-related products, puts them in the buying state of mind. And that's what a powerful logo can do. And that's what Zarla can do for you over here. And I'll just give an example of one of my brands over here, Fat Cat Apparel. And we can come over here, and of course, we're going to give a little bit more information to pick icons. So the more information you could provide here, the better. As we start typing in, you'll see some of the recommendations that come up, right? And we see all these other different, we'll just go with cat, not cattery here. We could add a logo if we have one, and you could always test out different variations of this as well if you wanted to have one with a slogan or one without. Totally free, and that's a real cool thing about doing it here through the tool. You don't need to wait 3 weeks to get a revision back from your designer. Right? You want to add a slogan, you could literally just add a slogan in here. If you say, I don't want one, you just take it out. We'll come over here. I really like this section as well. I think this is kind of where a lot of people get stuck. They have a little bit of an idea for their logo. They kind of have an idea of what it should look like, or maybe they have an idea of really kind of the icon mark or the text or the stylization of the logo, but they can't really put it together. And Zarla really helps you here step by step, right? We're picking a niche, we're putting in our text, we're putting in a subtitle, and then a lot of the times we're just going to let them choose the icons for me, but sometimes you actually have some icons in mind. You'll actually be able to search through their huge library of icons and kind of get Zarla started on the same page as what you have in your mind about what you want this brand to look like. So really powerful. We'll just go choose icons for me here. And just like that, we have variations of our logo with our name. And you're going to see we'll be able to click into icons and actually go back and search for icons later on. But when we have ones that are chosen already here, they get populated right onto this logo generating page where we now have the option to select or customize further. And we can scroll through here and say, oh, you know, I really like this as my logo, but I don't exactly like the purple color. We come in here and we have full control. You see that this is a really powerful what you see is what you get editor. I don't like color number 1. I want to go with red. Just like that, we can change, and you see live on the fly, the logo changes as well. So, you know, I don't like that swirl anymore. Well, here are all of those different icons, and they auto-generate a bunch of selected ones. Say, let me try this one instead, and you see that the logo swaps out automatically. Really, really cool section over here, feature over here, where we get to have that what you see is what you get editor. So as we change things, right, Fat Cat Apparel, let's say, you know, we're just going to do it for a different brand now. How about we do something for the tennis lovers brand, right? Say, okay, this font doesn't really match my store. Well, no problem. Take a look at all these fonts. We see live previews of the fonts as well. And clicking in there allows us to change, and then we could find a font that better matches our style. Of course, we have full color control as well as we change every single part over here. We could add a slogan over here. If we wanted one, right, show slogan, and just put over here for tennis lovers. I don't really have slogans typically, but you know, we could have one, again, have full control over the colors, have full control over the margin spacing, the size of the font if you wanted to change the layout over here. We'll just turn off this slogan for a second. We have different color schemes that we could immediately implement, and I really like this. You know, again, you might have only, you know, a few pieces in your head about what you need it to look like, but you don't know about a good color scheme. You can come over here and implement the reddish white color scheme or implement the green juice color scheme. And they really have these kind of pre-planned, pre-picked. Add a logo if you want. Typically when you're making a background, add a background if you want. When you're making a logo, typically don't need this, but you could, of course, change the background to any color. It's really just going to depend on your needs in your site. Layouts, most important section right here, right? You want to pick a logo, you really like how things look, but maybe it doesn't fit into your navigation. A lot of times you want to have a horizontally based logo. See, we have vertical here, and if you've been following my trainings for a while, you know I always want you to go with something that looks more like this, so we could save space in the header. You see, they have a horizontal logo because they know exactly what works themselves here on Zarla.com. So we'd be able to have our logo with different layouts, right? And here's a cool thing about it. Same logo, you use this on your header, you use this in your social media, maybe you use this as a cover photo or even as a print-on-demand design. 3 different variations of the same exact design. And really, really powerful here. Incredibly powerful because this will fit for all of the different styles that you need, for all the different layouts that you need, and it's just a click away. And again, these are all what you see is what you get updates. So if we wanted to come back over here, we just say, okay, we want to go back to this reddish white theme. Now we can go to layouts, and now we have our different layouts over here again. And of course, we have, again, the editability. Let's say we come over here, it doesn't matter. We just come right over here, we change it to something like this. So the layout section, really powerful. I think really one of the best parts over here. And here's just another kind of way that you could see some more variations of your logo. Again, just taking the text, taking the subtitle, and applying it to some other theme. So giving you ideas. Literally, it's called the ideas section. You say, okay, this is a good variation, but let me look at multiple logos right on top of each other and see really what sticks out to me. Right, and keep coming back to this red, black, and white setup over here. We have one over here. We have one over here. We have one over here. Right, and then we can come over here and then start moving things around. Right, we can do our layout change again over here. So really, really easy, really intuitive, and this is all inside of the Zarla logo maker. So we're happy with our logo. We made all the changes. Maybe we wanted to get different icons or make different setup changes, whatever it is. We're happy with how it looks. We're going to come up over here. We're going to enter in our email, and it's going to allow us to now download this file. And a download link has been sent over into our email. Really that simple. We're going to be able to download that file inside of our email and use it inside of Shopify or whatever e-commerce platform we want to use. Here you see immediately I got that email from Zarla. We could go ahead and download the logo files now, and this is going to actually be able to give us those downloaded files. Really cool thing also, edit the file, right? We can come back and edit the file. Let's say we notice something or we want to make a change or we want to update in the future, we want to update colors, whatever it is, we can come right back here and edit it. When we're done, we can go ahead and download it again and it will just regenerate that email. So Zarla, I highly recommend it. This is an incredibly powerful tool. Really, really easy to get started. I love the layout section. I love the ideas section here. And I know you're going to love this tool to get your logos designed, to get your branding on point so you could build that massive Shopify store or really any platform store, of course. This is good for e-commerce in any capacity. So Zarla, check it out. See the link directly below this video. I know you're going to love it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll talk to you real soon.